Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs of the European Parliament. Magdalena Adamowicz, Member of the European Parliament. Philip Close, Mayor of Brussels. Patrick Molignos, outgoing Chair of the CIVEX Commission of the Committee of the Regions and Chair of the Jury of the Mayor Pawel Adamowicz Award. Helge Lunde, Executive Director of the International Cities of Refuge Networks. And the Chair to the laureates, Rafał Trzaskowski, Mayor of Warsaw. Vitaly Klitschko, Mayor of Kiev. Bassam Aramin, Palestinian community leader, an award of special recognition, and Rami El-Hanan, Israeli community leaders, and award of special recognition. Some of them are present physically, some of them are online, as I understand. Yes. Thank you for joining us. I will wait until the floor a little bit organizes itself. I'll wait for our guests to come on the stage. Rafal is coming. Should we start the video? Yes.
I'm so happy.
Okay, until everybody's seated, we will watch a video.
Madam President?
Yes?
The Mayor Klitschko is here.
I have to leave the floor. Hopefully everybody is on board. This prize was established by the European Committee of the Regions in cooperation with the city of Gdansk and the ICORN. The award is presented to local leaders in politics or in civil society who are fighting intolerance, radicalization, hate speech, and xenophobia. It acknowledges the work of all elected representatives, officials, organizations, and citizens who, despite the risk, seek to make democracy work at local level, supporting better and more open communities. As part of the interinstitutional cooperation to promote the Mayor Pawel Adamowicz Award, members of the European Parliament were also able to nominate candidates. The jury praised the work carried out by Vitaly Klitschko, Mayor of Kiev, an honorary member of the European Committee of the Regions. In particular, his focus on resilience, innovation, and human rights. In the face of Russian aggression, his administration has focused on protecting human rights, ensuring access to basic services such as water, electricity, and emergency assistance, and coordinating humanitarian efforts for displaced people. His support for freedom, the rule of law, and European integration underscores his commitment to Kiev's democratic future and praised his innovative approach to civic engagement and leadership in the defense of human rights, saying that he has become a global symbol of courage and ambition. The jury also decided to award a special mention to Bassam Aramin and Rami Elhanan, Palestinian and Israeli community leaders working on reconciliation between the communities. Representatives of Parents Circle, Families Forum, an organization of Palestinian and Israeli parents who have lost children in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. We honored for their joint commitment to peace and equality and their pursuit of non-violent solutions based on shared experience of grief, the loss of their daughters in the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Mr. Aramin and Mr. Elhanan will join us, or they join us remotely. We have amazing guests here. So first, I will give the floor for MEP Adamowicz. You have the floor for 3 minutes. Anywhere, what is prepared, where you would like to. You can choose to go downstairs.
Mr. Commissioner, Mr. President, dear Vitaly and Rafał, I will speak in Polish, so I give you time to have a speaker. Ludzkość od zarania jest jak wielkie wahadło, oscylujące między dobrem a złem, między momentami dobrobytu i biedy, między pokojem i wojną. Dziś nasze ludzkie wahadło znowu wychylone jest bardzo w stronę zła. Goreją wojny, dokonują się ludobójstwa, katastrofa klimatyczna zbiera miliony ofiar. A odradzająca się hydra nacjonalizmu, rasizmu i autokracji zmienia siłę prawa na prawo-siłę. Nawet w kolebce demokracji. Gdy świat przechyla się w stronę zła, odwaga w szerzeniu dobra jest najcenniejszym skarbem ludzkości. Jest też skarbem najrzadszym, bo zło zawsze najpierw zabija odwagę. Bo w świecie bez odwagi zło rozkwita. Dlatego każdy i każda, kto dziś ma odwagę przeciwstawić się złu i czynić dobro, jest jak strażak idący w największy pożar, by ratować ludzkie życie. A kto ratuje jedno życie, ratuje cały świat. Mój mąż bardzo lubił tę sentencję i kierował się nią w życiu. Nagroda imieniem prezydenta Pawła Adamowicza to wyróżnienie właśnie dla tych ratujących świat, bo ratują każde życie, które uratować mogą. W tym roku laureatem nagrody zostaje Witali Kliczko, który z niezłomną odwagą prowadzi Kijów przez najciemniejsze godziny w historii niepodległej Ukrainy. Witalij Kliczko jest Churchillem Kijowa, tak jak Władimir Zełański jest Churchillem Ukrainy. Nasz świat ratują też wyróżnieni Basan Aramin i Ramin Elhanan, podtrzymując coraz bardziej gasnącą nadzieję na pojednanie izraelsko-palestyńskie. Ci, którzy z odwagą ratują świat, zawsze zasługują na naszą wdzięczność. Ale dziś, gdy zło triumfuje, oni muszą stać się dla nas nie tylko obiektem wdzięczności, ale przede wszystkim wzorem do naśladowania. Róbmy tak jak oni. Kochajmy wszystkich ludzi tak jak oni. Pomagajmy słabszym tak jak oni. Współdziałajmy tak jak oni, by ocalić świat. By wahadło ludzkości wróciło na dobrą stronę. Dziękuję.
Thank you, Magdalena. Thank you very much. I'll give now the floor to Marta Kosz, Commissioner for Enlargement. The floor is yours for 5 minutes.
Can European unity be built without regions, local authorities, without mayors? Can we defend our values without you, regional and local leaders? Is it possible to heal wounds of the past without the dedication of mayors and local authorities? I don't think so. Dear Madam President, dear members of the Committee of the Regions, 3 years before his death, Pawel Adamowicz told a newspaper, I quote, "I'm European, so my nature is to be open. Gdansk is a port and must always be a refuge from the sea." He was assassinated for those beliefs because he stood up for our values, for openness, for tolerance, for solidarity. Dear Mrs. Adamowicz, your husband was a true inspiration to all of us who want to build a Europe in peace and grounded in values. And local leaders are essential architects in building this kind of Europe. You, the mayors and local leaders, understand citizens' needs best. You feel the impact of policies, address citizens' concerns and drive change in your communities. And in time of crisis, you are always the first to respond. Nowhere is this more evident than in Ukraine. Ukrainian mayors and local councils are heroes of resilience. They provide leadership and essential services under unimaginable circumstances. When people lose their homes under Russian bombings, local authorities are often the first to step up, repurposing sport halls to shelters or providing food and clothing. It is only right that a Ukrainian mayor is receiving the Mayor Pawel Adamowicz Award today. Congratulations, Vitalij Klitschko. I have started my job as Commissioner for Enlargement in your beautiful Kiev on my first day in the office. So I haven't seen my office yet, but I was in Kiev, and I will go there again next Monday. I can say that I feel that Kiev is the emotional capital of all those who dream of the true unification of our continent, of all those who share our dream of a peaceful, free and prosperous European Union, a union that comprises all peoples who share our values. Together with my team, I will do everything I can to help and support Ukraine in your reforms, and I promise I will bring you, your country, your Ukraine, into the European Union. I have said that mayors and local leaders are the first line of defense in times of war. But they are also the first to step up to help heal the wounds of war and of conflict. 2 weeks ago, I was at the opening ceremony of the first ever cross-border European capital of culture, Nova Gorica on the Slovenian side, Gorizia in Italy. What was once one cultural space was divided by a bloody war. In 1947, a border was drawn, and for decades, two cities lived two separate political and cultural lives. But once Slovenia joined the European Union, the two cities merged into one urban community. Today, they share a central square and a public transport network. This is the result of thousands of decisions at the municipal level, the result of years of cooperation between mayors and local officials. It was the result of a long path of reconciliation. I have been talking a lot about these twin cities recently. Why? Because it is a model for what I would like to see in the Western Balkans region, where in many places the wounds of war have not yet healed. But they will. And it is, of course, also my wish for you, Mr. Bassam Aramin and Mr. Rami Elhanan, that your people will one day enjoy the blessing of cooperation without borders, to live lives without walls and in mutual respect. Who would have thought that was possible in Europe after the Second World War? But this is the European Union we have built from the ashes of war. And it is the Union and it is blessings as a guarantor of peace, freedom and prosperity that so many of us would like to see expanded to our entire continent. I hope I can count on you, dear Madam, new President of the Committee of Regions, dear Kata Tuto. I hope I can count on all of members of the Committee of the Regions to be ambassadors of this vision of peaceful, prosperous and free Europe. And that you are back in your regions, and you will be back in your regions, towns and villages. You will work on this common vision. Why is this so important? Because a strong Europe needs to be a project owned by everyone, not just by the governments, not just the parliaments. It has to be owned by every village, every region, every city, and we can't do that without you. I really count on your support.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you very much, Marta. I will call to the floor Alessandro Zan. He has 5 minutes. Oh, 3. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear President of the Committee of the Regions, dear members of the committee, dear all, I'm honored to be here and intervene on behalf of the Committee on Civil Liberties, Justice and Home Affairs, LIBE, of the European Parliament, and notably of its chair, Francisco Javier Zarzalejos, who unfortunately cannot be with us today, and asked me to bring the greetings and the congratulations of the committee to you on the occasion of this ceremony of the Mayor Pawel Adamowicz Award 2025. As we know, the award is given to persons who have distinguished themselves for their courage and excellence in the promotion of the freedom, solidarity and equality, which were the characteristics that distinguished Pawel Adamowicz in his life and work. We are extremely happy that the 4th edition of the Mayor Pawel Adamowicz Award goes to the Mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko. The international organization European Capital of Democracy from Vienna nominated him for his extraordinary leadership in fostering civic engagement, even amidst the extreme challenges of war. His advocacy for freedom, rule of law, and European integration underlines his dedication to Kyiv's democratic future. We all know Vitaly Klitschko for being a symbol of Ukrainian mayors' courageous resistance to Russian aggression, for fostering citizens' engagement, and for championing human rights. He is also pro-European, leading on anti-corruption, judicial reforms, prisoners' rights, and for transparency, which are values we all support. Vitaly Klitschko has shown to be courageous, both in his previous career as a former professional boxer, as well as in his current task of mayor of the Ukrainian's capital city, Kyiv, which has been targeted by the Russian army in a very destructive way also recently. Pawel Adamowicz, after whom this prize was named, was a liberal and progressive figure, speaking in support of the vulnerable groups in society such as LGBT persons, immigrants, and minority ethnic groups. We hope that this award will encourage others to follow the same path and be on the side of those who are at the margins of society and who need protection and support in these difficult times of wars